Hello, everybody, and welcome. Oh, I actually think that might be the first time in at least 20 episodes where I've started and nobody's said anything under as I've been
and
talking.
you've messed it up by acknowledging it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
And
I
now
was
it's so
waiting.
now it's still not an intro.
Yeah.
right.
Um.
You
Well,
could have just taken your win.
no. Sad. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a fun-packed, combat-heavy episode of Power Rangers Let There Be Thunder. Because, as we've established, both in the go live notification, if you received it, in the comment I posted on Discord, and in previous episodes, it's time for the Psycho Rangers to appear on Triforia. Hopefully, they're not appearing in triplicate because that could be very awkward.
I mean, it could be very sexy.
Fair.
So they're just like, okay, Jay's on.
Yeah, monster forms.
Michael's
Vision
just like,
opportunity.
no, I'm good.
No, thank
Okay.
you. One
Um,
green is enough.
free greens? Free
No,
greens.
thank you.
Free
No,
greens.
thank you.
Okay.
No.
Bogies.
If you spend 1,000 channel points now, you can summon an extra Green Ranger. Just throwing that out there. Anybody wants to summon an extra Green Ranger?
Don't you do it.
uh, I think it'd be fun. But before we start this
When you
fun
say
pack,
extra Green Ranger, do you mean Green Ranger or Psycho Ranger?
Psycho Green Ranger, not a good Green Ranger, bad, evil, Psycho Green Ranger. Just
On
for
a
the
point of order, you
clarification.
said a Green Ranger, so that means that we can have a Green Ranger, presumably of our choice.
I mean, you could, but somebody broke the green spectrum.
Peter 2, go.
So let's do some introductions, starting with. I mean, if he
Hello
doesn't
there.
know, there we go.
I am Michael. I will be playing the Peters.
We little
Yeah,
beats in school, oh, we fill to the brim with girlish glee. We little beats in school.
That's him.
that's me.
Hi, I'm Panic. I play Cal, the Purple Ranger. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I must feed an evil ranger their own helmet.
You missed the perfect setup for, I don't know, for a Backstreet Boys, quote.
I'm an instinct guy.
Yeah, so long as you love. And hello, I'm Jay, and I will be playing Mercutio Quinn, otherwise known as Q, the Gold Ranger at present, who has been having fun with the throne, technically Pete's grandmother, and just found a very large gemstone, which I'm going to fashion into some sort of wearable.
Bling.
Big ass chain.
Yeah,
The big old diamond on it.
or a tiara.
That too. That works.
A crown. We have the new king
It's a
of
tiara.
Triforia.
I said
This-
tiara, bitch.
We have the new queen of Triforia. My apologies.
Princess!
That's fair. The current queen of Triforia may not accept challenges to her current reign. She seems to
You-
be pretty
Q
chill.
is a Sabon princess.
Wait. So does that mean that you're now my sister? Or does it mean that I now have to marry you?
Yes.
Marrying your sister? You.
It got real Game of Thrones up in here.
It did, didn't it? Did
Wow.
guys? I do have a dragon.
Let's
And
move
they
on.
were the
So
ones
does
known
Q.
for anyway.
So does Q.
We gotta get out of here.
I've got a few, I think.
So,
What on a scale of good to bad? Power of the Dragon.
so just because I forgot that Cal wasn't, or Panic specifically wasn't with us last week, because I forgot that we did it on a Thursday and not on a Saturday.
I mean, look, I was
Days of
watching.
the
I was here. You know, I was
You
doing
was,
a bit.
yeah.
I was
forgot
doing a
about
bit.
that.
I was
Yeah,
doing
I was
a bit.
like, I'm sure you
I
knew
was
this.
in
I
the
just couldn't
chat.
remember why. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
Dagnabbit.
I know what happened. I just don't know where Cal is.
His brand of chaos was involved somehow.
Cal was helping on the ship to make sure that all the repairs were, repaired, because
Solid,
he
I'm
wanted
caught
to make
up.
sure that his baby was fixed up, and he's been paying attention to all the communications. So at one point, Cal did hear Sarah just be like, Q, I'm scared, over the radio, and just be like, there's free beats.
Hi.
Sick. I have 3 more. I have 2 more friends.
Is one of them your best friend, though?
I mean, whichever one can morph, I'm assuming was the first one.
Either one.
Interesting.
That's main Pete.
So
The hypothesis.
that's a hypothesis, isn't it? Yes. We'll head back to the intradimensional space that was found inside the throne room, where Q has found the Zeo crystal of Triforia alongside the Queen, or the Queen Mother. As previously described, the room is sparsely decorated, but very well furnished. The sofa, the couch, the chairs, everything looks quite comfortable, nice to sit in. There's a full cupboard of drinks. It looks like Trey spent a lot of time there just kind of contemplating and planning what he was going to do next. And the Zeo crystal itself is just sat on a table with light shining through it. So the table, the lights that are shining through it create a prismatic effect of just all of the different colours of the spectrum just
But
bouncing
mostly gold.
off of the walls.
Mostly fancy
But mostly
yellow.
gold, yeah. The gold itself you can see on the outside edges of this intradimensional space, on the floor almost like marbling patterns, and on the furniture. It's a recurring theme throughout the castle too.
Is there a golden rubber duck in here?
There are rubber ducks on every single map.
The golden rubber duck of legend.
Actually, you can have a whole bunch of golden rubber ducks, but that's a different story. Your radio, everybody be like, I have secured the Zeo crystal.
Cal like face faults in like the cockpit. It's like, was that even an objective?
Because I've done it, yes, it was absolutely the whole time. It certainly answers the question as to why the psychos are coming to visit.
Yeah, that's
they're
definite
hungry.
confirmation.
They want dinner.
Where did you find it? And is it easily defensible?
Well, I think technically it's in a secret cupboard under the stairs.
Okay, that'll work, I suppose.
By that I mean sorry, there was a bit of static. An interdimensional space hidden in a wall in the throne room.
Not the weirdest thing we've ever heard. Are you able to reseal it?
Hold, please.
Just do the opposite of what you did to open it.
Shut up, dickhead. I just walked through a wall. Can't walk through it backwards and hope that it closes.
What if you moonwalk through the wall?
Q will attempt to moonwalk through the wall.
Peter too's like, I like that. He's got a good idea.
By the way,
Mate.
How many days are passing between us landing on Triforia and the psychos coming?
It's a full week, so by the time the
Okay.
by the time the psychos
P.
Oh yeah, I slipped. Were you there for me slipping the Queen Mother my pee-pee?
Yeah, no, I was watching the whole time. Like,
Oh, good. You pervert.
I've been here the whole time.
make me a
Cal was just
performance
one of
check,
the paintings.
and it is dance related, so
Oh
just
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Get
Yeah.
advantage and upshifts and
Yeah.
a free hand job.
Whoa!
Just while like
No, I have a perk that says that, I think.
It's my perkiest of perks.
One of these perks gives me that.
Just hope you don't get a snag on it.
Sounds so painful. Matt, I'd like to formally apologize.
Yeah. Does my hardened armor come into play?
No,
That's
your
a
hardened armor
17.
doesn't go into play. You moonwalk backwards, obviously, because you moonwalk backwards all of the time. But you moonwalk through the doorway that you came through, and the Queen Mother kind of watches you as you do so, just sort of following you with her eyes. Just
Shamona!
Yeah, over,
And
over
as you
comms,
leave,
all you can
just-
hear is. Oh, sorry. Over comms, all you can hear is Peter 2 going. "Chow, dun 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 dun."
bravo, well done. Is that some sort of earthly custom to exit doorways backwards? I didn't see your ambassador do it.
Yeah,
Because she's rude.
when the ambassador is not around, it's important that some of the other traditions that she's not quite so well versed in. It's an earthly ritual for trying to get secret doors to lock. Your Highness, I'm fairly certain that the crystal in there is what the Psycho Rangers are coming to Triforia for.
You know, you could just place your hand over the same spot on the wall as you did to open it, and it would shut if you just will it to do so.
Then I will do I will do as she suggests.
She walks out before you can do so, not briskly,
I do it.
but just with a little bit of a gusto.
Matt, can I make one change to that? She in line with your earthly traditions, the Queen Mum just moonwalks out.
Moonwalks backwards. I will say yes. I will also
I'd like
say
to see a
roll.
performance check from the Queen Mother.
Yeah, I was going to say roll me a performance check for the Queen Mother. I will say who has a D8 specialized.
Okay.
Come on, Granny. I believe in you.
Oh, Queenie Mum. She gets a 26.
Go, Queenie Mum.
She not only copies your moves, she adds a little bit of
Dun,
Triforian
dun.
flair.
Does she
That's
do
leg
the
kick and everything.
toe spin, the
Yep.
spin, crotch grab? Yeah.
Make me an alertness insight check for Q, please.
Is this for a fractured hip?
This is not for a fractured hip, no.
Is
Definitely
it
knows
dance
who Michael Jackson
related?
is.
I will say yes, it is dance related.
I'm loving this session.
Q's never leaving Triforia.
Critical 26.
You notice that not only does she move a lot faster than she did, a lot more easily than she did when you first met her,
Yeah.
but she's also speaking with more energy, more confidence. That whole boost from the morphing grid seems to have done a world of good. And
We're saying that
possibly,
my PP kept her up.
yep, possibly also knowing that a fight's coming.
Okay.
Oh, please can we get a cool moment where Granny just turns up morphed? Her power weapon is a walking stick.
Yeah, so once she's through, I close, lock, seal, hide the door. Okay, how much time have we got before the psychos arrive?
Like 6 days.
Okay, so I don't need to whisk her away from the planet just yet.
Nope.
Cool. I will pick up, if it's all right to retcon, as if I pinged Billy rather than Sarah pinging Billy. So I've sent the message. Is it live comms forwards and backwards, or is it delayed?
Sorry. I'd say you can do live comms, but it's up to you whether or not it's live or whether or not you just want to send a message. I will also say it's 50-50 whether or not Billy is too busy to respond or if
Cool.
you get like his answer machine.
Proper tape cassette answer machine.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll send him a message with 3 exclamation marks at the beginning so that it triggers the "this is important" klaxon, and then follow it up a few minutes later with a "oh, just found a Zeo crystal if you need a power source." Smiley face, diamond emoji, thumbs up, muscle, and then I'll say to Queen Mum, are there any other secrets of the gold spectrum that may aid us? Otherwise, I think I need to go and check in on my friend.
Not that I'm aware of, no. We have the guards of the castle of the palace, as I said, and sort of the weaponry, and but no, the artifacts were taken by Trey. He has the morpher.
Okay, well, Your Highness, I will need to leave you in charge of the evacuation.
Of course.
What's the word I'm trying to say? Efforts. That's the one. I will need to deal with uh, my friends.
Understandable. Good luck.
May the power protect you.
And you.
I'll give her a little bow.
She gives you a bow, not quite as deep, and then turns smartly on her heel
Mhm.
and paces towards the throne. Not the big comfortable throne. She still avoids that one.
Mm.
Sorry, not the big, like more stately throne, but she
Yeah,
takes a seat on the more comfortable of the two thrones that she
the
clearly
armchair.
prefers. Yeah. And starts like tapping commands into a pad. And you see people begin to rush in. You see like the captain of the guards, by the looks of it, in all of the more technological plate armor with a demi cloak over one shoulder. You see a few courtly individuals pace in, all rush into her command.
One last thing that I'd like to do, and I'm happy for this to be in a different scene because I've been speaking a lot already. Before I say this, do we know if it's safe for us as Morph Rangers to touch Zeo crystals?
You've not had any adverse reaction to touching zero crystals?
Haven't I touched a whole bunch of those?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Yeah, and you
Cal
you
just goes
have
around
as
like
well.
poking and prodding all of them. Everyone is
Grinding
all
them up
fine.
and snorting them.
I
Yeah.
pocket every Zeo crystal I come across.
And you've done it as well, Jay, when you were with the Omega Rangers. That's how we
Ah,
got
okay.
our Zeo crystal shards.
Yeah, this is me just not remembering.
You're good.
Yeah. So I would like to uh, go back into the room, approach and touch, like a tune with the Zeo crystal to see if I can reach through the grid to try and find where Trey is, if that's possible.
You try to do what you're like. You try to reach Trey. The problem is, as you do so, you can feel all of the other colours of the spectrum. You can feel the red, you can feel the blue, the yellow, the green, the pink. You can feel
Purple.
all of those possibilities. You can't feel gold. The gold Zeo crystal's already been removed.
Right.
The connection to it is already gone. The likelihood is that Trey took it with him.
Mhm. Okay. Then I will poof down to where the we three Pete's are.
As you arrive, the three of the Peters turn around, and Peter too, Andrew Pete, will like just run and dive at you, like you, and like try and give you a hug. And I'm hoping you dodge out of the way of
A duck. Yeah.
it. And Peter too just goes flying,
Sailing.
crashes into a pile of just junk in the background. As Toby Pete will turn to Q and just be like, "Sorry about him." Um, and Peter One will also turn to Q and like, "I'm so sorry. This is what you have to put up with normally." um, how go the evacuation efforts?
So the Queen Mother is overseeing the evacuation. I can't remember how much of this you know. She has agreed that she too will leave the planet when the time comes. We found the Zeo crystal. That's in an interdimensional pocket somewhere else. The Royal Guard are evacuating or relocating as many people as possible. I've reached out to Billy to see if there's anything available his end. Um, what the hell are you doing? Are you doing? Are you doing?
Well,
Actually, can I just jump back 1 second to having ducked under First Peter? I just look between the three of them and I go, hello, 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 and then say all of that.
um, well, at the moment we're just trying to figure out a way to basically get the psychos where we want them. So I'm making this device that will amplify our Zeo crystal signatures, um, so that they think that that's where the Zeo crystal is, and that's where they come.
Will our Zeo crystal signature be the same as the Zeo crystal signature of this planet?
That question to Pete or a question
Does
to
it
Matt?
matter to the
Question to
psychos?
Peter.
Um, I'm not actually sure of the answer of that, but if you've found the Zeo crystal here, we can attune it to that instead.
So Q will, using all of the sensor data from his helmet, transfer that over to Pete, um, so that he can do the comparison and actually get, well, both sets of, if they're different, put both signals on top of each other so it looks like this Zeo crystal and us are in the
Are in
same
the same
place at the
place.
same time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as Pete starts, the two Peters start inputting this data into the device. Um, Peter 2 will come out from like the side on his rolly chair again. Just like, hey, can we add some razzle dazzle? As he just slides out of frame again. Again, I'm so sorry about him. Me, us. This is the whole new thing for us. Also, Queen Mum is my nan.
Yeah, I think it's freaking Sarah out.
I mean, I won't lie, it's freaking me out a little bit. This is why I'm like concentrating on this a lot. Um, yeah, it's a lot to take in at the moment. We'll see what happens. And then Peter 3 will chime in his stoic, like flat tone of just like, don't worry, we'll work this all out. It will be fine. We must think of the battle ahead and one step at a time. And yeah, we're going to start tinkering some more as Peter 2 rejoins and starts tinkering with the machine as well with what look like speakers.
Feels like a movie reference is being made, but to a movie I've never seen.
Welcome to Conversations with Michael.
Constantly, frequently, all of the
I mean,
time.
I don't even think it's a movie reference.
No,
No,
just
it's just
like three
talking to you
Spider-Mans.
feels
No, just
like
three Spider-Mans that look like those three Spider-Mans all tinkering at something. It's like
Oh
I
yeah.
know what movie this is in. I just straight up haven't seen it.
yeah, same. Q will radio up to Cal to see how the repairs are going.
Is there? Should I roll to find out?
So you're not having to do the repairs. The ship itself is in a space dock. The Queen Mother has assigned members of the Navy to, like the engineering, to actually do the repairs. What I will say, however, is after the explosive send-off that the Psycho Green Ranger gave you. If you wish to do so, you can roll me a alertness perception check, remembering that you can get a bonus from the sensors of the ship and a bonus from the ship itself, lending assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I
to make
will, in
sure that
fact, use
nobody...
both of those. That gives me 2 upshifts, right? Or is it a 1 upshift and an edge?
I need to double check whether or not it's edge
Okay, I can
for
check it.
the sensors.
Instruments array.
Yeah.
As long as one member of the dedicated to free action. Edge, it's so instrument array is edge, and then sentience
So
would be assisted.
would be
So
an
edge and
upshift.
upshift.
Yep.
Edge and an upshift.
So Tor giving you a
Shave
bit of
and a
assistance
haircut.
there. Just to
Here
make
we
sure
go.
nobody's setting up any more explosives around the ship.
23.
You're able to use the sensors to keep an eye on everybody's comings and goings, just to make sure that nothing is being left anywhere it shouldn't be left.
I'm keeping an eye on their what? I'm sorry.
You're reasonably certain that everything is going as planned.
Wonderful.
You-
Yeah, I'm gonna report back in. Things are looking good. We're getting back in ship shape condition. Should be done before the Psychos touchdown.
Awesome. Keep a ever watchful eye out up there. I don't trust these guys not to arrive earlier than planned.
Roger, Wilco.
Who?
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
Is there
Send the serious Pete up here.
Serious Pete would teleport teleport to the ship and help oversee things while Peter 1 and Peter 2 continue to work on the device.
This is all in hope that Goofy Peter will be able to do more goofy shenanigans while Serious Peter is doing something else. Because I know that the one true Peter will appreciate that.
No supervision.
And also, it doesn't hurt to have a more technologically focused individual also helping that we trust with our shit. So,
Hey, don't give us that look. I see that look there, Jay.
Is there any other preparations you wish to make before the showdown with the Psycho Rangers?
I mean, over time, I'm gonna charge my power, my
Yep.
power metal,
You have time for doing that.
just to make sure that I have the what is it called? What is this? Let me check my gear.
The cash money
The
for
power
the Ninja.
battery.
Yeah, the Ninja
Yeah.
battery.
I
Yeah,
have
so
a question.
that's has its 2, and I'm back up to full. So all that.
As the Zero Crystal Empath like signal devices, I would say probably relatively simple in the grand scheme of things. Would it take the whole 6 days to make?
I will say that you can make several of them so that you can draw the Psycho Rangers
To
To
different
different
corners.
locations to
We
separate
get them to
them
split
out.
up.
Yep.
I was going to ask if there was one other thing I could make that's only really for flavor.
What is it? Tell us what it is, and we'll say yes or no.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
No, basically,
Yeah, you can make a grilled cheese sandwich.
giving the other two Pete's like basically a communicator that allows them to access the teleporty thing. So during combat, I can do fun shit and swap places with each other.
No, because you can't use it in combat.
Cool.
You could give them a communicator that allows them to teleport, but just not in combat because you can't use them in combat.
Yeah, yeah. It was again. It was mainly just for
Yeah.
flavor because they're just going to be assisting me.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say then is that after a week of hard work and banqueting, because there are many banquets to have.
God, so many banquets.
Sorry,
Can I
I would.
take Sarah to Moonwalk?
Yes.
I would like to say, at the moment, all three Peters are doing their best to completely avoid Queen Mum, because
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
not
ready
happening.
for that conversation yet.
That's not happening. She invites you to every banquet. You don't have to speak to her, but she invites you to every banquet, all of the rangers, because you're there to save the planet. You have
But
to
he's
attend.
actively avoiding trying to like not being alone for a conversation with
That's
her.
fair.
I'm
Um,
taking notes on all of the royal cooks' techniques and whatnot. I'm learning. I'm taking notes. I'm getting recipes. I'm filling up my book.
you're filling up your book, which just seems to never fill itself. Like every time you add a page to it, the book itself just it doesn't get any bigger. But you turn a page and you turn over, it just doesn't seem to run out of pages. Like you never get to the end of the book.
Christmas magic. Nothing like it.
Exactly. All the more reason why Jason is just so angry about his photo frame. Um, but yeah, you have plenty of banquets. You have plenty of time to mingle with the Triforians, to talk to the royal guard to help plan out any defenses that they can use.
Psycho
Uh,
trip mine.
trip mines, literal trip mines
Why?
in that they try to knock you over instead of exploding. Some Home Alone stuff, basically.
Confetti popper mines. Yeah.
Yep. Um, and yeah, it goes off pretty uneventfully in terms of you get the equipment sorted out. You're able to arm yourselves. The extra Pete's are able to borrow some armor from the Royal Armory and some weapons. Um, you're able to make friends if you so desire. You're able to spend some one-on-one time with the royal chef to get some insight into how the Triforians cook.
Use three little rats piloting a human.
How did you know?
Not my first rodeo.
It's about 4 o'clock in the morning when you receive the alert from the ship from Tor, who's been sort of ever since all of the repairs were complete. Tor's been patrolling the space. The Psycho Mothership has entered Triforian um, Triforian space, essentially, and
With as much anti-aircraft as we can. I'm kidding.
yeah,
That's not something that exists.
as soon as it does, Tor and the naval ships that Triforia have start to engage it, just peppering it with shots, trying to slow it down. Psycho Mothership doesn't seem to react in any particular form. It just keeps hurtling towards the planet, and as soon as it reaches close enough, it launches the Psychos.
We watch the psychos smack into a cardboard cutout of a planet because we put a pretend planet there, and
No,
we hid
that's
the other planet behind a very big black sheet.
that's a Dragon Ball. That's a Dragon Ball Z plot.
Fake Namek.
It scares me that Jay knows the Dragon Ball Z plot.
No, it's completely coincidental. Thinking
That's
hopefully
even better.
Jay did an original. I made a reference.
That's even better that Jay didn't know a Dragon Ball Z plot. It just was inadvertent.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as the Psycho Mothership gets close enough, it launches the Psychos towards the planet. But you do see them veer off into different directions because of the devices that Pete has made.
All right, plans working so far. Let's keep it going.
Right, let's get in position, everyone. Q, are you able to contact the other rangers, let them know what's going down?
They are in orbit. They've already been waiting. They arrived just yesterday. Billy's device is just sort of in the last stages, and he and a few of the other rangers are waiting to ambush one of the Psycho Rangers. They don't know which yet. It just is a case of whichever one arrives at the location that they're ready to act at.
I would like to have created a giant inflatable of the Gold Zord, like to scale, which will be near the Zeo crystal that I'm defending. I'll be hiding somewhere as well.
Just hiding like behind
In
it.
a bush or in a cardboard box or something, yeah. Or maybe in a cardboard box in a bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had 6 days to work on this, you know.
This was the best you could come up with.
And what I came up with was box push.
And
Hide
an
in the
inflatable
box.
sword, yeah. They did it in Evangelion. Why can't I do it in...
An Ava reference from Jay? Incredible. I'm in a good timeline.
Okay. So, everybody roll me one by one. So, this is how this is going to work out. Michael, roll me 1d6.
1.
Awesome. Panic, roll me 1d6. If you get a 1, roll it again for me.
4.
Okay, excellent. Jay, same thing. If you get a 1 or a 4, re-roll it again.
1. That's a 1. 3.
What if we all just jumped number 1? What if we all just jumped to number 1 and beat his ass?
That's going to be problematic. So,
You get
we
1 each.
have-
I get 3.
it's actually worked out fairly interestingly. Because we have Psycho Green in his monstrous form comes plummeting into the dirt and grass near the water fountain that Pete and Baby Dragon were waiting by.
Pete.
Smashes through the device that was sending that fake signal of the Zeo crystal. Stands up to his height, full height, and summons that green flame across his hands. His monstrous maw turns into something resembling a smile with fire crackling behind it, and just looks at Pete before saying, "You want to go again?"
Sup, ugly? Yes, we do.
Through the palace wall, black-clad armor bursts the Psycho Black Ranger, almost crashing into Cal. It looks across at the Purple
Can we
Ranger.
do a clash?
Yeah, it looks across at the Purple Ranger, kind of like, wait, there's a purple one of you?
I just give him the come hither.
And then, having found its way into the intradimensional space with much banging, crashing, smashing, and heaving, the red Psycho Ranger strolls into the very heavily golden themed room to stare across the space at the Gold Ranger. Lifts its sword up in a come hither fashion. And let's roll some initiative.
I'm assuming we can't follow him.
No, you cannot follow him.
Didn't think so.
Would you like to follow me? Well,
Yes, very much so,
We very
but-
much would.
Not
Where
the position we're in right
Psycho
now.
has been trying to break his way in. Can I have been hidden waiting in ambush?
I will say yes. So he doesn't gesture towards you. He gestures towards the Zord, and he's just like, "Come on, then." He obviously is not the brightest soul because he doesn't realise that the Zord is in fact
An
an
inflatomatic.
inflatable. Yeah.
Yeah, from Ninja Enterprises.
I did okay.
I do apologise to anybody watching. My flu, whatever the hell it is, has mostly gone, but I think I may now have a chest infection as a result of it.
Don't you just hate it when your illnesses combo into other
Yeah,
illnesses?
it's just like, hey, you know how
Untechable.
much you love coughing and not being able to breathe? How about we keep that going for a while? And I was thinking to myself, how about we don't?
I'm just trying to check to see if I have any other upshifts or anything that apply to my.
That's cool because I want to get out color appropriate dice. And apparently, my
I'm
black
I'm
D20 was
just
at the bottom of my cup of dice.
I'm really hoping Matt has done something so that these things can actually be taken in one-on-one.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, he is just gonna one-shot me.
no.
Hey, you guys are all right. Yours have turned up in just their normal forms.
Oh no.
Well,
Unfortunately, the art department. So I actually went looking for the monstrous forms of these creatures.
yeah.
It turns out the art department never sent me the monstrous forms of these creatures.
It turns out I'm pretty sure the art department hasn't finished the monster forms for all of these.
No, he only
I know we
did
have a
these.
blue one.
Yeah, he only did the blue and the green one.
I forgot. Okay.
I know, I know. I went looking through the messages, and there was a point when you did the blue and the green one because that was the one that was coming up in the fight, and then never mentioned them again. And we obviously didn't need them, so it had fallen to the wayside. And I was like,
Indeed.
well, I can't ask him to do it. Today.
Oh. Hey Matt.
Yep.
Do you one of my emotional masteries will let me just pick my spot in initiative.
Ooh.
Can I say that because we were prepared, I can activate my emotional masteries before the fight?
100%.
All right, so I'm gonna take anger. How many do I get? Give me a second. I know I get at least 2 at this level.
It's all good.
Can I also activate my protected target on Peter 1?
No.
Ignore that. I'm just trying to get on the
I have 2
thing
No
so
worries.
I can't change my own initiative.
That's cool because I can. What was your initiative?
Double critical, not that it is. 27.
27?
And I'm gonna put myself immediately after him.
26.9.
Yeah, it's literally 26. Put me at 26. Because I have to choose to go behind someone else, but I do get to just pick. Thanks to surprise.
26. Okay. And Pete, what did you roll?
18.
That's pretty good.
I got to 14 and a 4 on my D4.
Okay, bear with me a second. I do apologise, guys, just because it took me a little bit longer to get the dice than I thought it was going to. That one, and that one. I do need to, at some point, work out a better method of storing my dice than this cup that has a picture of my dog's face. It's not the most reliable storage method.
Just get like 6 of these. Each one holds like 6 sets.
I never got one for myself.
Lemon, I'll show you.
I know.
Yeah, each one of these has spot for 5 sets of dice. So if you just get like a stack of them,
great. So Psycho Black got an 8.
Nice.
Good for him.
Debatable. Psycho Red got a 18. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's respectable. Rollies.
And then Psycho Green got a 14.
Oof.
Again, that's pretty
good. We're going
good.
to say like a 27 or some shit.
Yeah, that's what we're always afraid of. We're always afraid they blow us out of the water.
Yeah. Okay. Start of the combat round. Round 1 is Q against Psycho Red. Q. You are currently in a surprise combat round against Psycho Red. And you are hidden.
Yeah.
Therefore,
I am going
on your first attack roll.
I am going to drop down from the ceiling / wall above / behind him. I'm not going to slash attack him. But I would like to do a martial arts takedown.
Okay. Specifically trying to do damage or as a maneuver?
What am I, tank commander? um, maneuver to take him down to the ground so I can then follow up with damaging attacks.
Okay. Okay.
So I roll. This is a might attack. Yes.
Yep. Might or finesse, whichever one of the two is better for you.
Okie dokie. So that one and that one, and I use that and those. Make sure that I don't have anything. That I need to use in order to do stuff and things. Oh, what does Ninja give me before I go into this? He, um, oh, I should have dropped a PP on Morph. I'll do that in a minute. Right, die. Go. That is a 23.
You hit the Psycho Red Ranger unaware.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, you try to grab hold of him and take him to the ground. Unfortunately, he has himself planted enough in his attempt to draw the Zord's ire that you're not able to tackle him to the ground. Unfortunately, because he's not able to evade the attack, it goes immediately against his toughness, and you missed it by just that much.
Okay. Can I spend something to up my attack by 1?
You can not after the fact, but you
Damn.
can before. I mean, if you've got a 1, you can re-roll.
I have A1 I can re-roll.
Will it improve the skill result?
Potentially, yes.
You can spend a story point if you wish to do so.
Okie dokie.
You have 2 story points because you have. I mean, as a group, you have 4 story points. You've got a story point, and you've got an extra one. Yeah.
Okay. So does that let me roll just the ones?
It lets
Or
you
any
re-roll a singular one.
One singular sensation. Yeah.
No,
No, that was it's another fucking 1. Right, D8, you're going back in the bag. You're dead to me. Yeah, no, that's no better. In which case, I'll just resort to punching him then.
Okay, roll those dice.
Right, so you come out the pool. Different D8 comes in, and well, that's better. No, it's not. That's so annoying. That's a critical 14.
Dude, what the hey?
I know, I got a 10 on my D10 and a 4 on the chuffing D20, so that D20 is going in the back. Stuff it. It's another critical, 11. That's a 3 on the D20. That's going in the bag. There were 2 ones in that roll as well. It was
Jay's
so
just
worth
throwing
specializing.
all of his dice away by the end of this session.
Actually, yeah, you 2 have been retired as well. Um, yeah, I don't really think there's anything else I can do. I think that was just chuffing awful.
Just bad
Yeah,
dice rolls.
yeah, just move on.
Okay. In that case, Cal, our Purple Ranger, it is your turn in the fight against Psycho Black.
Okay. I am going to attack him with my signature attack.
Your signature attack, you say?
Yeah. Good old lightning lariat. Hold on. Shouldn't have rolled that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. That's
Can you tell me,
incredible. Yeah.
do you roll with edge?
No.
Okay. You are rolling dice, though, yeah? Yeah, because I heard
Yeah.
you roll. Okay.
Should I have rolled with snag?
You should roll with snag, but what I will say is because you do have the option of rolling, of ignoring that, you can spend a personal power to roll it normally if you wish to do so.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
I'll do that.
Just mark
I
it
got
down
nothing.
for me.
I got nothing but personal power.
So any attacks against Psycho Black will be rolled with snag.
All right. Got it. I'm about to burn a lot. But hopefully it's worth it. That is a critical 28.
You just hit him.
Fantastic. And I triggered one of my things, so I'm going to flip a coin, my D2. That's 2. I gain 2 personal power back. Then I'm going to, that's 6 lightning damage, by the way.
Okie dokie.
Then I'm going to do it again. And this time, should I? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to jump to gain an upshift from height advantage.
Okay, so go
And
ahead
then I'm
and
going-
roll me an
And then I'm going to
athletics
spend
check.
an athletics check. Yes, sir. 1 second. Let me look at mine. Sugar.
Couldn't you just
11.
super leap?
You will not get an upshift against him, but you don't fumble. You are able to get, like, you're in range and everything else. You're just not higher than him.
Well, all right, not gonna waste it then. Spend a personal power to avoid the snag.
Question, could you have not just used your super leap?
I mean, I could have, but I forgot it, so there's no point in going back. Holy shit. 21.
21 does not hit.
All right. Then I'm gonna jump again, and I can't use super leap because I've already used movement, and that just consumes a whole move action. So athletics check again.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Incredibly good.
21.
21, yep. So you get an upshift on that one.
Then I'm gonna burn another personal power to auto crit.
Okay, fantastic.
So that's another
He
2
takes-
down. 12
He takes
total in my turn.
3 hits, 2 that clearly break through his stony exterior. One of them he just kind of shrugs off, no visible damage. The 2 that do break through, you see chunks of stone literally just flying off of his large form. But he's still standing there, he's still ready to continue to fight. And you see his fists, larger than your head, just crash against one another as he adopts a boxer's pose.
Could I roll insight to try or alertness insight to try figure out what kind of damage he's coming at me with? Because from your description, it sounds like blunt.
I will say yes.
All right. Alertness insight coming up. I'm gonna spend a personal power to reroll a 1 on a skill dice.
It's a story point to reroll 1 on a skill dice.
I know, but hold on. I think I have something for this.
Oh, okay. If you've got something for it.
I just need to check. Oh god, the influences are gone. Fuck.
Oh no, seriously?
uh, fellas, can I spend a story point?
You, we've got, you've got one of your own to use, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that.
You know what? Leaving my
15.
hairband dangling off of the what's it is not a great idea. 15?
15 on the insight.
So here's my conundrum. I'm going to flip a dice because he has 2 damage types. And
Mhm.
depending on what, I'm going to flip a dice, flip a coin. Depending on which way he gets, I'm going to give you that answer. Okay?
Okay.
Blunt.
All right. Then I am going to spend another personal power to switch my surprise emotional mastery to contempt and gain resistance to blunt damage.
Cool, cool.
So I'm at 10 personal power. Actually, I'm going to use a free action to juice off my power battery.
Sounds so bad when you put it like that.
I have spent 8 personal power in this turn, and I am still at 12 of 14.
Purple Rangers. Okay. That is Psycho Red's turn. However, unfortunately, because he was so stupid as to think that he was fighting an inflatable Zord and got surprised by our Gold Ranger, Psycho Red doesn't get a turn this combat, which brings us to Peter, and Peter against the Psycho Green.
Awesome. So we established I can use them to give me upshifts instead of doing actual attacks themselves, yeah? Yeah? I know.
I'm
Matthew?
I was just trying to consider the question. I mean, if that's the way you want to go about it, that's entirely your choice. I
I'm
think it's
adding so much flavor to this, so it's
yeah, go for it.
cool. Peter 1 will look down and draw out the blades on his grid relic. But as he looks at them, they'll start to glow, and the energy will shift off of them because the blades are made out of energy. And then they'll shroud like the energy will shroud his feet, so it just looks like he's got like glowing feet, basically. He'll look at the other 2 Peters, be like, "You know what to do. Ready?" And they'll both look. They'll nod, and they'll rush in. Peter 1 and Peter 2 and Peter 3 even will try and will basically be maneuvering themselves to A, block his vision, and B, kind of try and knock him off guard, which is what gives me my upshifts. As Peter 1 super leaps in, and he will charge up his kick and slam his foot down using all 3 of my attacks at auto crit to do 12 points of damage to Psycho Green.
Psycho Green, as you hit him, his flames roar higher and brighter. The flame coming off of him evaporates water in the fountain closest to him. The grass dies in an area around his feet, and the flames push back the 3 Peters, particularly the 2 that aren't protected by the grid.
Yeah.
He's hurt, but you sense that not only is he hurt, but he is empowered by the damage he has taken.
So he's taken damage, but gotten stronger?
Mm-hmm. Path
Yeah.
of cruelty. Path of cruelty.
Fair play, fair play. And then just for good measure, Baby Dragon's then going to come in and smash him with his tail.
Go ahead and roll me a dice.
Why not? D10, D8, 6, D4. We don't care about the D2 because it never makes a difference. Ooh, critical 28.
No.
Damn.
He hits, the tail coils round, but then just uncoils swiftly because of the heat. And you see like an actual scorch and almost melted section of the tail. Baby Dragon recoils.
Does he take damage, Baby Dragon?
No, just cosmetic.
Cool, cool, cool. Seeing that, Pete will Baby dragon, hold back. And yeah, I'll end my turn.
Okay. So I'm just asking because you haven't moved your token or anything. Is that because you've moved and you're moving back?
Yeah. Once hit, I'll ricochet off and land back in my original
Okay.
position. And the other two Pete's are obviously blown back, so they're wherever.
That's fun. I just needed to know because he has some area of effect attacks, and I needed to know who he could have reach in his AoEs.
And Baby Dragon, I don't know if I have to say this before or not, but Baby Dragon will prepare Defender just in case.
That's cool. Apologies. Okay. So it's Psycho Green's turn.
So
Psycho Green. Pardon?
I'm sorry, I said so will Pete for Defender.
Psycho Green is going to. The Defender only works against melee attacks, doesn't it?
Unfortunately, I think that's bloody stupid because I would love to be able to cut some fucking. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I'd love to be able to cut some energy beams in half, like, but yeah.
Yep, melee attacks. Yeah, I thought so. That's going to be unfortunate because Psycho Green is going to, first of all, open up his mouth, draw his head back. You see fire gathering as he breathes in, just burning inside of his throat, and he leans forward, brings his
Oh, this
elbows
is gonna
back,
suck.
and just breathes out a big gout of flame that strikes both you and Baby Dragon. It will be a auto hit
Da,
for 2 points of psychic damage each.
da.
And it
Oh,
is
that is
armor
nice.
piercing. Well, it does make a difference. As I say,
It
it's
does
armor
make it's
piercing
auto
as
hit.
well, but it doesn't make a difference. Pardon?
I say it doesn't make a difference. It's auto hitting it.
Yeah, this is what I was. Yeah,
That is fine. There's nothing I can do to stop that anyway. So
he will then, as he sort of stands back up taller, the arms that had pulled backwards come launch like lifting back up, and in each hand he has a sort of ball of fire, just a literal ball of fire, which he brings closer together and draws out into a bigger, just green, roaring, crackling projectile. He throws at both you and Baby Dragon, and that is going to be 2 void damage. That's going to be an auto hit.
da.
And then he will summon it once more, again for 2 void damage auto hit.
Cool. I am going to. Oh no, it's. I'm going to use body shield. Baby dragon will take all the damage.
Okie dokie. What, every single point of damage just describes?
No, just that last attack.
Okay. So in total, then, Baby Dragon has taken 8 points of
9
damage.
points of damage.
9?
8 points of damage. Sorry, yeah,
8
he's
points
got
of
9
damage.
health.
Yep. That is Psycho Green's attacks done. But as he hasn't moved, he's going to make an intimidation skill test against. He's going to make an intimidation skill test against Baby Dragon. Against Baby Dragon's willpower defense.
Oh no!
17.
That's cool.
I will spend my story point to decrease your roll by 5.
You mean
It's the
increase your
same
defense,
result.
but yeah.
Increase my
Same
defense by
result.
5.
Same result. There was a -5 or a +5. They're the same thing.
Potato, tomato.
That's
There you
cool
go.
because I got a 25.
Yeah, that'll hit then.
Baby
Yes,
Dragon
yeah.
takes 1 void damage as the Psycho Ranger literally just pulls his head back and cackles with laughter.
Baby dragon explodes.
Just.
No!
Well, he was here for a good time, not a long time. Sorry, buddy. I'll build you again later.
I like that. It's kind of mean at the same time because it kind of encourages the fact that Baby Dragon is replaceable, which he is, but also it's kind of harsh.
Can we beam another one down just as the Green Psycho's about to be defeated?
I mean, I have said before, he has just got like multiple just bodies there. And like, if
When you
Matt would
when you
allow it,
eventually defeat the Green Psycho, you can send another one down for flavor, but not for
Yeah.
effect.
yeah, if Matt would allow it, then another one just hell drops in. Just
You can't technically. I mean, it's technically once per mission, as you would do in the requisition phase. So in theory, no, because you're on a mission. Well, you could repair it or whatever, but not during this combat. No.
Sorry, just can I actually do any repairs to him during combat?
At 0 health, no, he would be
Cool.
defeated.
Yeah. Cool. Oh no, he doesn't have
Just
personal power.
woke
Never
up.
mind.
What happened?
I was just about to say, can I spend a personal power to act as though he's not defeated? But I'm like, oh yeah, he doesn't have personal power.
He doesn't have a PP.
He doesn't have a baby.
Okay, so it's going to be the Black Psycho Ranger. This is going to be interesting. The Black Psycho Ranger is going to make an intimidation check against Cal's willpower defense.
That's no good. Willpower specifically?
Mm-hmm.
17.
Oh, that reminds me. No, it wasn't a crit. It's fine. I got a. You said 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Woo!
Yeah, I got a 10. I got a 7 and a 3. I was really excited for a second because I thought that was a 17 and a 3, and then as I lifted the dice up, I was like, no, that's a 7. The 17's next to it. I was like, oh, that's disappointing.
Oh my god, my heartbeat, dude.
The Black Psycho Ranger looks at Cal and is just like, you can't win. Trying to play up your emotional, like trying to play with your emotions, essentially. That's literally, it's just trying to play negative, Mr. Negativity. You can't win. You can't beat us. We're better than you in every way. Join us.
I mean, prove it. Throw hands. Come and get it. Prove you're better than me. Doing a whole lot of talking from the bench.
Okay. He is going to make an attack specifically against your toughness. And it is specifically against your toughness on this one.
That's rude. Why can't I dodge this?
That is... it's not great. That is a 22.
Yeah, still hits.
Oh, okay.
All my stuff is in evasion. Like...
So that's a critical 22. You're only going to take 2 points of stun damage. You're knocked prone. So this is the issue here. Is as you're knocked prone, it takes part of your move action
to stand
up. But as you're stunned, you do not have a move action. What you can do is use your standard action to get a second move action, just for the purpose of moving, to get yourself up. But you wouldn't be able to attack on that turn.
Could I not spend free actions to gain 5 movement to then stand up?
No, because you can only use it to purchase additional movement when you've already moved.
So if you don't have the move action, you can't purchase addition.
So otherwise you're stuck on the floor, essentially.
Am I fully stunned?
You're stunned for 2 turns. And you're prone until you get back up.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
That is his turn done, though, so it goes back to Q now.
Um, question. As we knew these dudes were coming, could we have prepared, for example, our Zeo crystal boosts? Which is where
If
we could have put our Zeo crystal into the morpher to gain an upshift on unarmed attacks, for example.
if you want to have spent the personal power, I'm happy to say yes.
Cool. Then I will have spent the 2 personal power to have done that at the top of combat. If that's all right.
Mhm.
Which also gives me a +1 to all of my defenses, which will come to when it's Red's turn. But bored
Yeah,
for
if
the
he
time
survives
being.
this round, he actually gets to try and hit you.
As if I actually managed to work out where my fists are and what they do.
What these
I
things?
will. Oh, that's what they are. I will ninja jumpy teleport. We back behind him. Q doesn't necessarily go wee as he does it, but hey,
He does. Let's be honest with ourselves.
yeah, probably on mute. Hopefully,
Over everybody's comms, you just hear Q.
wee.
Wee. It's like, oh, he did the thing again.
Always having fun. I don't think I get edge by default on these, which is disappointing. No, because it's not a speed skill. Sad. Right, so I will do that, and then I get a 12 and a 10, and 8 and a 6 and a 4, and do better. Oh, okay. That is a double critical 20. What number is that? 9.
That hits.
Yes, double critical 29.
That hits.
Excellent. That's 2 points of lightning damage.
That would be 4 points of lightning damage on a crit because it
Yes,
increases
yeah.
the damage.
Yeah.
By 1
Cool.
point already.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you strike Psycho Reds, and you do see the flash of electricity course across his body.
Yeah.
Extra attacks?
Yeah. Critical. Wait, what's that? Oh, 21.
Critical 21 will not hit.
Rude. Then as a free action.
Relentless blows?
No, do I have that?
I know you had it at one point, but that might have been your
I think it's a Red Ranger thing.
Omega. No, Relentless Blows is just a
Yeah, no,
power
it's
that
a
lets you
it's
make
a grid power.
2 extra unarmed attacks.
I know because I have it.
It was on your Omega Reg, like the version of you that went to fight with the Omegas. I just don't know if it's
Oh,
something
right.
you took
Yeah, no, I don't
since.
think I do have that. I am going to spend a PP and switch to void damage, which ignores armor bonuses to
It
toughness.
does ignore armor bonuses to toughness. I'm gonna be really nice and let you know he doesn't have any armor bonuses to toughness.
Oh, right, okay. So it doesn't really matter whether I'm doing lightning or void.
No,
Well, lightning gives you an upshift.
Yeah. Lightning will
it?
give you an upshift.
Yeah.
Electric gives you an upshift. I thought that's why you picked electric.
No.
Electric comes with an upshift. I don't throw out lightning lariats because it's tight. Okay, I do, but
Okay, I do throw them out because they're tight, but mostly because they come with 3 upshifts.
yeah,
Okay.
Becomes the red
So
power.
what comes up?
Free.
12?
But 1 up, 2d8.
1 free
2d8.
upshift.
Yeah,
2
1
bleeding D8.
free upshift. 2d8.
I'm an upshift hoarder, dude.
You think he
I'm a
does these things for
terrible,
fun? He does these things because he
terrible
wants the numbers.
Because this is optimal.
He wants the dice to go cool. or not to roll them. The fact that that's the optimal decision in a dice system is
to just not deal with gambling?
questionable. Yeah, let's just not roll the dice. Instead, I just auto hit.
I mean, look, do I think the system would be better if you could not get auto success and auto hit? Yes.
Critical 24.
Critical 24 is just the number we needed you to roll.
Lovely. Can I... What did I roll the last round?
21. And the
I
one
can't
before it
remember
was 28.
what my dice breakdown was, so adding 2d8 to it might not make a difference.
I will let you
I mean,
roll
not right
the
now, it's
entire
too late.
attack. I will let you re-roll the entire attack.
Wait, don't let him do that. I wasn't calculating my extras right either. I could have just gotten free.
What is wrong with you
crits.
people? You are level like 16, 15?
It's been
15.
Man, it's been so long. I forget all the
If we're
things
16,
I
then I really am doing this wrong.
I forgot one of my 6 upshifts. Sue me.
See, I don't have that many, and I forgot them, so it matters more to me. So that would have been definitely a critical, and I rolled a 14 on the just on the 2d8. So it definitely would have.
Psycho,
Yeah,
I'm going to say
another-
Psycho Red takes 2 more attacks, and he's looking. Psycho Red's a bit of a coward compared to the rest of the psychos. It's funny that his psychopath is the path of, I've started saying that, and I actually now can't remember what his psychopath is.
Isn't it anger?
I think it is anger, but he's realistically, I think the Red Psycho Ranger should be the psychopath of being a coward.
Isn't that? No.
Psychopath of bitch.
Yeah, because even like how the Red Ranger gets follow me.
Yeah.
The Red Psycho Ranger gets
Bye.
I'll go after you.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
just choose to go after an ally.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you go first, and I'll kind of come in and like try and finish him off.
I'll finish him off and steal the glory.
Yeah.
Like, you take all the damage.
Yeah. So he's eyeing the door and the Zeo crystal with kind of like 50-50 interest at the moment.
Okay. How far away is the door from me?
From you, 30 foot.
Then I will use some of my movement to get to the door wherever we're imagining that it is.
Okay.
And
We'll
I
say
will
that.
steal the door.
You ruined a cool moment that I had, but I'll allow it. I was going to have the Queen Mum come shut the door and step in and just be like, this is a cage match.
She can absolutely still narratively step in. As I get to the door, she steps through it, and then we both have a moment where we both put our hand on it, like double
We
seal
lock
it.
the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 gold rangers entered. No Psycho Reds leave.
Yeah.
You're so cooked, bro. To the Red Psycho, obviously.
Yeah.
The door leader, dual identified.
I have just seen the rubber duck, by the way. I've
find
just
it?
zoomed in far enough to find the rubber duck.
There is one on every section. Like,
You know
each
what? It's
section of the
crazy.
map
It's crazy
has a
you
rubber
said you've
duck.
been looking for it the whole time because you mentioned it just now. I was like, well, it's going to be in the fountain. So I looked over and found it
Yeah,
immediately.
it's straight away it's in the fountain. Yeah, that's on that one. But in each
There's
section
one
of
in
the
the
map,
chair.
there's a rubber duck. So
When I said it, I was just joking. I was
Yeah.
just doing the bit, and yeah.
but it is now Cal's turn against Psycho Black.
Okay, so you think you've got me, but I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you finish. But I was looking through my character sheet, and I found something kind of tight.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
I'm gonna spend a personal power to swap my anger for shyness, and I immediately turn invisible. I am then going to spend my action to gain another move action. Relax. Swapping anger, by the way. So I lose an upshift to my melee stuff. I still have the resistance to blunt. Then, so half my movement, I've got 20 movement left, plus free actions. I'm gonna come over to this door, invisible. I'm going to push open the door, and then I'm gonna spend 2 free actions to go right here. So just so we're clear, door open. He sees me go invisible on the floor, and then the door open, and that's all he sees.
Apparently, the Purple Ranger is also the Ranger of Cowardice. No, I'm joking. That was dope. That was dope.
I mean,
Seriously.
look.
That was dope.
Look, I will take being called the coward because I was like, all right, how do I get around getting in like a loop? Like, how do I escape the stun loop? Because that's a very like reasonable thing to be worried about.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then I saw Shyness and I was like, invisibility is good, but if I'm just on the floor, he can still just like, well, he just turned invisible. I'm just gonna keep punching at him. It's like, what do you?
I'm
Okay,
with you, man.
I was just like, I came up with this. I'm so proud of this.
Right. Okay. Red Psycho Ranger then, who's currently on 50-50, or was on a 50-50, then the door shut, and now he's just like, okay, we're fighting. We're gonna fight. We'll fight. Right. Okay. Red Psycho Ranger is going to aim at our lovely Gold Ranger.
He
and
doesn't get an upshift for that because he has a downshift because I ninja jumped.
He doesn't get an upshift, but he negates
Neutral.
the downshift. Yep. He negates the downshift, so we'll take that.
The downshifts on other people I can remember.
I can remember the downshifts I inflict, but not the upshifts I have passively. That's so real though, because like inflicting a downshift is a choice, you know? It's when you have like a library of stuff, it's easy to forget where one or
Guys,
two
I might have
upshifts
lost
fall.
a red D4. That's concerning.
Oh
because
god,
that's
I hope
shrapnel.
you find it, and then it only rolls ones. I hope it
Yeah,
punishes
mine is
you.
confiscated at the moment. It's currently in the bag of shame.
I'm definitely going to stand on that. Okay,
Oh,
we're rolling a
no.
yellow D4 because that's also kind of fiery.
It's golden.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm rolling. Your toughness must be like 100 by now.
Yeah. Plus that.
I rolled a 1 on the D20.
At least you have
So
a
you
story
fumbled.
point?
So you've fallen and hurt yourself, or you've
No,
bashed
I
me on the
haven't
table?
fumbled. Well, no, I suppose technically I have because I rolled a 1 and I failed.
Yeah.
But I get 2 more attacks, so we're waiting to see how that goes. That's statistically unlikely.
You
Is
fumbled
it a
again.
second nat 1? 1 in 400! 1 in 400 chance!
3 in a row.
I got a 5.
So guys, bad news, he has 2 more story points.
But
No,
he
I
has
don't
just
get
done
story
20
points
points of damage to
on
himself.
natural ones. You guys, I get story points
Oh,
when
you
you
don't?
guys crit.
Guys, great news, he sucks!
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing here, Matt, is the red Psycho Ranger pulls out his sword, tries to swing it around fancily, and
No,
decapitates
he draws
himself.
a burst of fire out to try and throw at Q. Instead, hits the gold Zord inflatable that just like explodes out into flame.
And who would have
Sets the
thunk it?
sofa afire. Catches part of his own armor that like scorches down to like part of his shoulder.
Takes 38
Which is
points of
cool
damage.
because the fire in his armor just extends into like this pointed maelstrom of evilness.
It looks really cool despite the fact that it was an accident.
Yeah, total accident. Otherwise, it would have been even cooler. And he just kind of looks around the room and thinks to himself, "I should have got a job working at
Kinko's.
Waffle House.
Rita Burger.
Yeah, anywhere else."
Can I just say, what I was gonna say is like it blows up the like inflatable Zord, and who would have thunk it? We inflated that balloon with methane. He is
Psycho Red
blown
just goes like
sky
blown
high.
flying into the wall and just hits the wall and just slides down. He's just like,
Ah, exactly.
To be honest, when he said that he blew up the inflatable, I was expecting just like the explosion of air to knock him into the wall.
and suddenly he has no eyebrows.
Yay!
This is just the clowning of the Red Psycho.
But we are going to go to Peter's turn now for Peter, and Peter against Psycho Green.
Get him, P3-er.
Peter's gonna radio through to Q. How's it going your end? Any word from Billy out on that, on what he was working on? Um,
I'm having a sorry. I'll wait for my turn.
no, carry on,
I'm
carry on.
having
Go,
a
go, go,
blast.
go, go, go. Do your thing.
Um, all good up here. Everything's good up here. Everything's fine. How are you?
Baby dragon's down.
Um, again?
Yep. I forgot how hard this guy hits. And on that, the three Peters will look at each other again, and it's almost like they can just read each other's minds. They don't even need to talk.
Because they're the same person.
Yep. As the Peter 2 and Peter 3 are going to gain some distance, I'm going to assume they've been given like weaponry, so like a melee and a blaster. Again, this is just for flavor, but they'll fire at Psycho Green to like ping ping, like rah. As as Peter will again super leap through his legs, and I will charge up my ranged attack so that once I'm at the end of my move, I will fire 3 shots in one and auto crit for another 12 points of damage, please.
You see again, like a whole section of his arm is just like disintegrated, but the flames just grow even higher, hotter. The green is almost transcending into white, and the whole of the garden is just dying off in the heat. Golden flowers in the hedges, all of the water in the fountain is evaporated, and even in your suit, which protects you against the elements, you are feeling sweat running down your skin.
Fun. Yeah, it's getting real hot over here, guys.
Think of all your clothes again.
I don't remember him doing this before, but I'm putting in damage, and it just seems to be pissing him off more.
He takes a lurching step forward, lifts his right hand up, and his fingers of his right hand turns into claws. And he drives it as if he's going to drive it through your chest.
Is he
And
close enough for me to do this?
Yeah, he can move.
Dada.
The 2
No.
Peaks just grab a hold of like the hand on either side of him and just struggling to keep it away and pushing against that arm. And as they do, he just slowly topples forwards, hits the grass, and stops moving.
Does he like out of like? Does he extinguish?
Yeah.
Yeah!
And is he back in just normal psycho form, or is he completely demorphed?
You see completely demorphed Trek. 1 arm less than he should have.
Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
Q.
You got him.
Did he land in Family Guy dead pose? And
Yeah!
second question: did he leave a burn scorch mark in the grass in the shape that he landed in?
I'm going to say yes and yes.
Cool.
Guys, I really like Power Rangers.
I was going to ask if he could be.
You can do the
anti-posing,
wacky
but
shit.
same
It's just
thing.
like, yeah, why not?
Ah, awesome. Scratch that, guys. Psycho Green down.
I can't respond right now because I'm doing a sneaky, but I do. You get an emoji of a thumbs up.
And on that note, I will remove his morpher from him and capture card him.
Okay.
I stood up to do a Fortnite dance, but it automatically took me off the camera.
Yeah, didn't want
That's
to.
why we have this feature in place.
So nobody can see a Fortnite dance.
I'm just mad that I'd be busting a move.
Yeah, Psycho Green down, captured. I've got his morpher. Anyone need backup?
You get a thumbs down emoji.
I'm going to make another intimidation check against your willpower.
Oh,
He
gosh.
doesn't need to see you. You just need to see and hear him.
Can I close my eyes and plug my ears like a hero?
It's too late.
Oh no!
I got a critical 10.
Oh, thank you, Dice Christ. Thank you, Dice Christ.
I got a 4 and a critical 6.
Oh my god.
What the heck?
Uh,
He calls out, "Why are you hiding, little purple ranger? Don't you want to come and fight me?
And then he
Don't
trips
you
over the
want
rope.
to lose?" And he's not going to make an attack because he can't see you.
is he gonna run into the open room?
I'm going to say he heads into the doorway. Yeah, he goes into the room. He's got 40 foot of movement, so he can head into there. And some free actions. And that's where he's going to end his turn. At which point you see that he is just kind of looking around the room.
Mm-hmm.
He's not aggressive. He's even when he attacked, he wasn't really being aggressive towards you. He's more being
Yeah. Just kind of being like
yeah,
disheartening.
yeah.
Like
He's
he's
really
being
just trying to
disheartening.
play with the emotions.
He's trying to be a jerk.
Yeah, he is a jerk. And I'll say that is the end of his turn, and it is now your turn.
Q's turn.
Uh, it is Q's turn. I'm telling a lie. That cost him a free action, so he's gonna spend. He's gonna ready an action to attack if you appear.
Okay.
Though you are. So you took 2 stun damage. You are still stunned for 1, so you still have no movement action next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Q's turn.
What is the net benefit of Her Majesty being with me?
She can lend assistance,
Which gives me
either edge or an upshift.
okay. Q, having watched the Psycho Red set fire to himself, will turn to the other Gold Ranger that has entered, the Queen, hold out his hand and say, "May I have this Nance?" And take her hand and turn her under his arm and then lead her into like a spin and a lift. And he will then teleport, like take a couple of steps and then ninja bamf behind Red Psycho again and make a series of attacks.
Did you just use my grandmother as a weapon?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, you don't want to talk to her. She's not your grandmother.
Hey, go. It's just an
True.
awkward conversation Pete wasn't ready to have yet.
She's just Q's best buddy.
Let's wait until hopefully he's won Peter again, and then they can talk.
14, 13 plus. It's a 22, but it's not critical.
That's not high enough.
Okay, there we go.
Any ones to re-roll? And you did get to 2d8, didn't you?
I did do 2d8s. I did have ones, but I'm not going to re-roll them on that one because I've still got 2 more attacks to make.
Okay.
That's better. See, that time I rolled 19s on both of my d20s. So that
Okay.
is. That's not brilliant. That is currently a 27.
27 hits, so
I don't know if I want to go crit fishing.
Create fish. Create
Look,
fish.
not at this point in the game. Kill him.
No, there's only one dice that I can re-roll, so no, the odds are not in my favor. So that one hits.
Before you roll your third attack, you can spend a personal power to gain an additional upshift.
It's true.
3d6.
Woo.
I will do that.
It's
I
true.
dropped 4 dice on the floor,
Stop dropping dice.
and
Dice
I can't
Christ.
see any of them.
Dice Christ, punish him for his transgressions.
Doing these in different sections so I don't then get confused with what's doing what.
I can't see any of them, but I did find Wormmon, which concerns me on a different level because I didn't know Wormmon was on the floor.
This is so scary for your bare feet. I would never take my shoes off in my room again. Like, I would put on a pair of shoes and just be like, this is how I live until they show up.
I'll tell you about the light bulb that I smashed once.
Oh no.
Whilst it was in the socket. 7, 14, 13 is bigger than you, right? So you're ignored. 5, 9, 10, 11, 13, 20. Critical 29.
So, describe how you defeat Psycho Red alongside the Queen Mother. Gold,
Okay.
gold, and red.
So at the start of the attack, I turn her under my arm, kind of full on like, dancey 12, and she disappears up into the air. I then ninja bamf behind him. He's seen me do this a couple of times, so he turns to face me, and I kind of hang on. I had a hit, a miss, and then a crit, didn't I?
Done.
Yeah. So I smack him in the face. He then ducks the second blow. And then, whilst he's ducking the second blow, I pull out a classic Jason Tornado kick. And as he stands up thinking that, haha, I've dodged. I'm getting so much better while still smouldering. He takes my golden boot square to the face. And as he's going in one direction and starts to fall, Grandma comes down from above and just like back of his helmet. So he goes face first into the side of the table, then into the ground, and his legs go up in the air. And they just stay there for a second. And then he flops to the floor like a dead fish.
Grandma just Azuna dropped this man.
Yeah.
His monstrous form dissipates. His helmet's cracked. He unmorphs.
I remove his morpher from about his person. Grab him by the scruff of the neck and teleport out of the chamber where the Zeo crystal is.
Okay.
Just before I do, I say to Her Majesty to remain there and radio us if anybody arrives.
Okay. And then it will go to Cal, who is currently hiding invisible from Psycho Black.
It's true. I am doing that.
Because he's shy.
Okay.
People.
Yep, very shy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't.
Oh no!
Don't hurt me.
Oh god!
You did this! This is your fault! So
It'd just be
I'm
like the
going
foot
to.
fetish thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100% your fault. I'm going to spend my action to gain a move action. I'm going to come into the room. I'm going to get here. And then I'm going to... I'm going to say the words enter a meditative state. But what I'm doing is I'm closing my eyes and blocking my hearing to prepare for next turn. Still invisible, because I haven't made an attack. Hold on, I gotta
You don't hear the third attempt to try and...
I can't enter the room.
Do you not have the movement?
No, it's a wall.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
I didn't think to get rid of them. I normally get rid of them after I put the maps on. 1 second. Right, there you go.
Have you tried using your PP?
That tends to open doors.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, you don't hear him as he calls out to you for the third time. You see him wandering through the room that's just full of mirrors, clothing that's hanging up, dresses, just like bolts of fabric. Would that be the correct term?
It
It
would
is
be
bolts of fabric. Yep. You see shears and like a sewing machine off to one side. Somebody's clearly been sizing up dresses, other garments, and you see the Black Psycho Ranger, just eyeing himself up in the mirrors as he's walking through the room. Quite vain, just wandering through. At one point, he picks up this bolt of green fabric and drapes it across his shoulders. Pulls it almost into like a toga.
Psycho
rips
Black
the
has
end off.
aspirations of being Psycho Green. Weird, but okay.
Just likes the colour, it goes with his eyes.
So he says.
And that's going to be the end of his term because he literally cannot do sweet FA.
Mm-hmm. So would it be back to my turn then, at least in terms of combat?
It would indeed.
Cool. And now that it is my turn, something I love that just happened is that you didn't say he preps an attack.
I didn't. You're correct.
So I can do this with no fear of retaliation.
And I will tell you right now, you can describe how he's defeated because he has 3 hit points left, 3 health left.
Okay, so order of operations, because I'm doing a specific thing, and it does require PP. So I'm going to switch shyness back to anger for that 1-up shift. So I reappear, and I'm in sort of like a runner's stance at the end of the room, supercharged with electricity, coursing off of all of my different arms. I'm going to get his attention by saying, "Welcome to my parlor," said the spider to the fly. Then using Super Leap as a movement action, I am going to auto crit on 3 different lightning lariats. In what is essentially, I'm going to go from one end of the room to the other, going through him and bouncing off of the walls, creating sort of a cage of lightning with him at the epicenter, dealing enough damage to knock him unconscious, sort of in an up in the air. Like I hit him so hard he is like in the center of the air, being
Bounces
held
up
by
into
my
the air.
hits.
Yeah, he's like half suspended in the air, falling backwards. The armor, that stone encasing him, falls off.
And
his
as he
morph form
falls,
ends.
as he falls, I'm gonna deliver one last punch directly up into the back. Back breaker! And as he slumps into my arms, I'm gonna take his morpher and then capture card him.
I like how you've got the stance and everything. Just
because I hit him in the spine and he just kind of like falls into the crook of my arm for a pull out capture card, absorb into card, throw card over shoulder.
Fantastic.
Psycho Black is down.
Okay, we will find out next week what happens to the rest of the Psycho Rangers who are around the palace. Because this is the end of the episode. And as per usual, starting from... we're done with Jay, who plays Q. Favourite moment for yourself? Favourite moment for another player? Please.
For me, it was finding out there were up shifts that I wasn't using. The arrival of the Queen for the Queen showdown, that was cool. Although I am sad that my inflatable Zord has been exploded.
It's okay, because it was such a special order, you had to order them in bulk.
So
Yeah.
We can set those up on every battlefield.
If I could just do a quick epilogue, where I teleported out from with the body of Psycho Red was to wherever Pete is, So the one, he could capture cards Psycho Red, because I know he likes collecting them. And two, out of my interdimensional space pocket, I'd pull out a strange looking, we'll say spheroid, like spherical object, which I throw on the floor and it bursts open and from it inflates an inflatable baby dragon.
Ta-da!
And Pete number two runs in, jumps it, and cuddles it.
Just, ah, my
Bounces
baby
off.
boy.
Yeah. Takes 3 points of damage. For somebody else, it was Panic's workaround for being stunned. That was
It
brilliant.
was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Like I gave him the problem, I gave him the mechanical like what he could do, and he was just like, "Oh, you bet I'm going to figure out a way around this."
As I search through my abilities, like, all right,
Yeah.
all right, think. Bang!
Lab coat. You can almost see the lab coat.
Yep, it's there. The lab coat, the glasses, the shine of the
Yeah.
brain thinking. We got it
Infernier
all,
in the background
folks.
going, well, that would be a 10.6 on the success scale.
Yep, it worked. It was fantastic. Same questions then to Panic, who plays the fantastic cow.
My favorite moment is getting to be an arachnid. Like doing a thing where I just like ricochet off of all the walls, creating just a spider web of this guy getting his ass kicked. Phenomenal. For me. And my favorite moment for someone else is all of like Michael went hard on descriptions this episode for his what is mechanically just 2-upshifts, but having his Triforian like siblings with him, like doing I loved it. I loved so like the getting the heel drop into like slide under laser from the back. He got his guy first. This was big ups for Michael.
I
For
did
Peter.
a thing.
Michael needed to win.
Peter kicked ass this
Peter
episode.
really needed a win.
It also helped that I was listening to like Breaking Benjamins when people were going down. It's just I was so hyped today. This is incredible.
Last but not least, then, Michael, who played
Hello.
Peter.
For me, yeah, it would be. I got to do some fun combo shit. Like I've been wanting to like test some combo stuff, but it's difficult trying to work things out with a group to do like a full combo thing. So yeah, I got to have some fun. I beat Psycho Green. Yay! Baby Dragon died again. God damn it.
It's gonna be a staple. It's gonna be a staple. Every combat we get in, Baby Dragon is going to explode.
For once, I would like Baby Dragon's protected target to be put down to 0 HP before Baby Dragon. Just so it can actually do its thing.
I mean, technically, depending on which way you attributed damage, it could have happened.
Yeah. But I knew Baby Dragon was going to get targeted by something again straight away after, so I was like, we're going to keep Pete alive.
I didn't know that was going to happen until...
I could just see it coming, psychic. Either that or he was going down next round, and if Pete had no health, he was going down too. So,
Fair.
managing resources. For someone else, it's a toss-up between Q moonwalking out of the room and locking the door. Or just Cal's finish with the all I had in my head, like with the last bit, was just Goku standing there with Nappa. Like,
exactly.
You
Get him the
nerds. Fantastic.
What can I say? Nerddom makes for the best inspiration.
It does. Brilliant. Thank you very much, everybody. We will still be on Triforia next week. We do need to wrap up everything that has happened. Also, just to see what has happened to the other Psycho Rangers.
They're all dead.
Hopefully,
As it turns out, the Triforian Royal Guard really effective at taking out Psycho Rangers. They just rocked their shit.
Psycho Rangers specifically, yeah, you know, ordinary stuff. It's just like, yeah, no big deal. But Psycho Rangers, yeah, they just
That's their bag.
yeah, really good at taking out Psycho Rangers.
we don't want them dead, specifically Blue. He was our friend.
Oh, awkward.
Defeated. Whatever.
Defeated in several pieces.
Yeah. So we've got that to cover. We will be back next Saturday. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to share. I don't think so.
And may the power protect you.
May the power protect you. See you next Saturday, peoples. Bye all.
Bye.
Oh, lost my mouse again.